Hi friends, thank you for clicking on this video. It is a little different from the usual K-pop related video that I do on this channel, but it is for a good reason because I do want to start bringing in more content that is related to Korean culture, I guess, not just K-pop. I really want to make ties to Korean culture as well because I'm becoming more passionate and more invested in the culture. Learning about it is very fun and interesting to me. One of the biggest reasons I started becoming interested in Korean culture, or just Korea in general, was obviously because of K-pop. It was my introduction to the Korean world, I guess. I didn't really know anything about it. 2010 I discovered K-pop and have loved it probably since then. Took a really long time to get used to it though, not gonna lie. Fast forward a few years, last September I started taking Korean language classes at my university here in Canada. Through learning the language, there is also a cultural aspect to the class as well. You get to learn just about places in Korea and the social interactions, how that is supposed to happen. Things like that are really cool and fun for me to learn about. I really like opening my mind and just becoming a more diverse individual, a more dynamic individual. To get on with this video, I guess one of the things that I do like about Korea is like just the social order that there is there. Here we don't really have a thing for respecting elders. You're supposed to, but you don't necessarily have to really. Whereas in Korea, you have to speak more formally, more honorifically to people above you. There's different ways to address parents or people that are younger than you, people that are in a position of authority, and I find that really interesting. It's kind of bittersweet because it's very difficult to learn, and for that reason, I sort of wish it didn't exist, but I completely respect it. I understand it, I like it, and I want to learn it. Personally, I'm someone that likes rules. I like order and just knowing how to behave. So I think that I would really like that kind of thing once I fully grasp it, once I'm able to understand it. Evidently, there's a language that comes with that. So like I said before, I'm taking Korean classes and I'm really passionate about learning it. As someone that only knows English and French, a bit of Spanish too, languages that are basically similar to each other. Different words, different sounds, but it has a similar structure. Learning Korean has opened me up to this entirely different language world, this different phonetic system, different alphabet. It makes me feel empowered in a way to broaden my horizons. I also think that Korean society has different values than Western society, like here in Canada. Something like manliness in Canada, where it's like you have to be jacked and lots of muscles. I know this can go for probably in Korea as well, but here, particularly in Canada, as a skinny guy, it's a little bit intimidating. Like, people don't respect you as much if you don't work out. But I feel like in Korea, it's not as big of a deal to be not super muscular, if that makes any sense. There are just certain values like that that I think are more attuned to my personality. That's just a preconceived idea that I have. I could be completely wrong. Sorry about that. Again, this is kind of just my documentation of my exploration, discoveries of Korean culture, and of course I will learn a lot through people's comments, talking to Korean people that I know in real life, and eventually I'm gonna be in Korea one day where I will know and have the answers to these questions. For now, I just really am excited to explore this path, this journey that I'm on. A lot of you will probably throw out the word Koreaboo, which I'm not exactly familiar with. I think it's someone that wants to be Korean, but is not Korean. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I just think it would be wrong for me to hold myself back just because I'm afraid of being judged by other people. I just believe that learning new cultures and languages and values makes me a more well-rounded individual, and you just judge people less. The more you know about people, the more you can understand them and be friends with them. So that's something that I really want to do, especially as someone that's single and doesn't really intend to get invested or tied down here with a job and a family. I just feel fine with like picking up my life here and starting it over in South Korea. In fact, it's really exciting to me in a way. Even though I'd miss friends and family, I want to experience the culture there and opportunities that it has to offer for me. Out of any other country other than like the US or the UK, maybe Australia, I just feel most comfortable and connected to Korea. So it just feels natural for me at this point in my life to try living in South Korea for a little bit. And I'm hopefully doing that next year. I don't know how long I will be there. I also kind of like the humor there from what I've seen. The people, the Korean people that I do know, that I've had the pleasure of hanging out with, are very warm people, very funny people, cute people, fun to hang out with, and they know how to like play games. They know how to play, as you would say in Korean. Drinking, I also happen to like drinking, so I think I wouldn't be too upset with the drinking culture that exists in Korea. It might be a little extreme for me, but I think I'd get used to it. The one thing that I'm most worried about is food because I'm kind of a picky eater and there's lots of things like seafood and spicy food that I'm not very into. Hopefully I can adjust to that somewhat easily. And the style is really cool. I like that, you know, it's not that weird for guys to wear makeup and use BB cream. I did not even know that existed because here you just can't really do that. You should totally do it if you want to here, but for me, I don't feel comfortable doing it here and I think I would consider it over there. There's just many things like that in Korea that I want to go over and find out what is life like in Korea. And you know, one of my Korean friends did actually tell me, he's like, I don't think you'll like Seoul. And I was like, you're probably right, but I won't find out unless I try. So that's kind of the mentality that I'm going with, doing the best I can to watch like YouTube videos about Korea. I'm super inspired by Megan Bowen, 저는 미국 사람, and I used to watch Eat Your Kimchi videos. I kind of want to just blend that type of video into my channel. So I don't exactly know who is going to be watching these videos, if you're Korean or if you're not, but as always, please do leave constructive criticism. If there's anything that I said that offended you in this video, please leave a comment down below, but keep it nice and clean and respectful, please. I do actually just want to know what you think about, you know, people liking Korea that aren't Korean. Is it good? Is it bad? Do you get it? Any type of discussion video that you'd like to see, please leave me ideas in the comments down below. Hope you understand, and I will see you for more interesting, hopefully, videos in the future. Alright, stay awkward guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!